10 News.
And that's all I have left from it. I'd rather get it back.
A Navy sailor is beside himself after someone stole everything from his car during his move across country. Our 10 News reporter Travis Rice tells us how the thief got away with more than just belongings.
Quite a few places.
Sailor Steven Siegel Brown has been around.
Last couple deployments I did on ship.
The 28-year-old's typically somewhere else this time of year on active duty.
East coast of Africa.
But he's off for the holidays, so he drove down from Montana this week.
Depending on how fast you drive, 17 to 19 hours.
He got in late and figured he'd unpack in the morning.
I went to open the door, center console was open, and then I looked in the back door, and yeah, there's a big old crack.
His rear window broken in and thousands of dollars of his belongings in a deployment bag gone.
Unfortunately, this deployment bag has a little more meaning than just being a deployment bag.
That's because the bag's not his, or at least it wasn't until Afghanistan in 2012.
3 of my buddies go out on patrol, and they get killed. And that was the only thing I have from one of them.
Ever since, Siegel Brown says he's carried his fallen friend's Marine pack with him in his memory.
Everywhere I've gone on deployment, every country I've been to, because that's what he did with it. And that's what I was going to do with it.
This sailor is hoping whoever took it will do the honorable thing.
It has more meaning than they can understand.
Because that's what it represents.
Can't really expect them to, but if they have any type of heart at all, they'll give it back.
Travis Rice, 10 News.
Do hope that happens. And we learned about this story from a 10 News viewer. Is there something you would like us to check out? Just send us an email to tips@10news.com.
The search is on tonight for a man accused of groping a 9-year-old girl in the toy aisle of a Ross store with dozens of busy shoppers nearby. Police say this man entered the Oak Park store last Saturday and then approached the girl while she was looking at toys with her 3-year-old sister. The store's surveillance cameras got 2 clear pictures of him. Shoppers saying that it hits close to home as so many are going shopping with their families for the holidays.
I think it's just like appalling, but in this society, I guess guys think it's like okay, but for like a 9-year-old girl, it's never okay. For like anybody, it's never okay.
Some shoppers are now asking for more security at this store.
And we have some breaking news. A worker has been injured in this explosion at a Colorado oil site. This happened in Windsor around 7:45 tonight. Deputies got word of the fire, then discovered a worker on site. The worker was taken to the hospital in an unknown condition. Right now, crews think it was some kind of industrial accident. Firefighters are investigating.
Happening tonight, people are rushing to get out of town for Christmas. This is a live picture of LAX right now. It looks tons better than it did a few hours ago, but it's still busy outside the terminals, even though it's after 11 p.m. now. Today is considered one of the busiest days of the year to fly. The lines have been long all day at LAX, but it was a different story at Lindbergh Field. There were lots of travelers coming and going, but the lines never got too long.
I guess I'm gonna get through pretty quick, unless I have something in my bag I'm not supposed to.
There have been hundreds of delays nationwide, but not very many cancellations.
A North County mother wires nearly $2,000 to strangers to save her daughter's life.
It sounded just like her. Was my worst nightmare come true.
What happened next that clued her in on a kidnapping scam?
Burglars caught on camera breaking into not one but 2 local businesses. Why the second theft will ruin Christmas for dozens.
Hundreds of people lined up to capture the sunset, the rarity behind this breathtaking sight along the California coast.
Plus, a frost advisory already in place for some areas overnight. I'm tracking your holiday weekend forecast. 10 News is back in 90 seconds.
New tonight, a Carlsbad woman is warning others tonight after she was terrorized by a scammer today. 10 News reporter Bree Steffen spoke to her about how she's now out hundreds of dollars.
She came straight to Carlsbad police to make a report and wanted to share her story so no one else would have to go through this. A nightmare right before Christmas. Dale Schwab was on her way to have lunch with her daughter when her phone rang.
It sounded just like her. Was my worst nightmare come true.
Dale says the woman she thought was her daughter screamed in the background as a man started talking.
I heard a really young woman, panic voice, which sounded like my daughter, saying, Mom, Mom, kind of crying. A man grabbed me, man grabbed me, took me.
The man instructed her to pay him through MoneyGram, refused to let her talk to her daughter, and told her he had hacked into her phone. Dale realized it was a scam when her real daughter called to ask why she missed lunch.
And I hung up on that guy, and he had the nerve to try to call me back. Why'd you hang up?
She says she's always known before when scammers call, but this one was different because it played on her heart.
I lost my daughter, that I was going to lose my daughter, and I was in a panic, and so when you're that way, you're kind of, almost willing to do anything.
She says if she could have done one thing differently, it would have been to ask the man to describe her daughter, and all she's out $1,900. Bree Steffen, 10 News.